Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Citizen Kane, a classic movie. I'm sure everyone knows what this movie is about, and I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it. And I personally really love this movie. I would consider this to be one of my favorite movies ever, and from the very beginning of the film, it establishes everything you need to know about our main character, Charles Foster Kane, and what he did in his life. Because the movie pretty much opens up with like a 10-minute documentary about the guy, and it's all summed up right then and there. And the entire movie is about trying to figure out what Rosebud means, because that was the last thing Charles Foster Kane said, and they're trying to figure out what it means. And the movie is about interviewing a bunch of people who knew him personally, and what happened over the course of his life. And there's great moments of humor. There's really great moments where it's kind of sad and dramatic, and you really get a good understanding of our main character, even though he's not necessarily a likable human being by the end of the film. I do find him interesting, and that's what keeps me engaged throughout the film, because the interactions he has with other people, it's just to make them, as the movie says, he wants to be loved, but he will give them anything you want, but the price is that you have to love him, and what he wants in his life, he just you don't necessarily know it. The movie never says it beyond that he just wants to be loved by everybody. And the movie really delves deep into what you can explore with this character, and how just driving yourself just become more and more famous and liked by so many people, how that can eventually just destroy you. And I really like that about it. And there's definitely a lot of things that this movie does that is very impressive, especially for the time. And I'm still amazed with how this movie came to be, and I didn't look through the special features, unfortunately, so I have no idea how they pulled any of this off, but it's super impressive with what they were able to pull off. And from a technical standpoint, I don't really have any issues with the movie. The movie does feel very timeless, and there's only like a couple little things that stuck out to me as being a tiny bit dated, but that's it. And I guess I'll just go through the little things that bugged me. There was an octopus at the beginning of the movie. He just kind of looked a little not like an octopus. I don't know. It just looked a little bit weird to me. And the other thing that stood out to me as being like, that's not really something people would do today, but I understand it. It's like it's literally when the camera pans up and it is two guys sitting at like or not sitting, standing above everything. It's in an opera, that's the word, an opera, and one guy turns to the guy standing next to him and just plugs his nose like this, as in like, she stinks. He doesn't say that, but it just shows that. And that was one thing that stood out to me, is like, that's a little dated, I guess, but that's it. Everything else feels really timeless, and the story is very relatable to me, and I can understand why anyone in the position of our main character would do the things that he would do. I really loved the characters and performances in this movie. I thought they were all great, and there's a great moment in this movie where one of the guys that our main character is hiring, and he was like drinking and just wrote out an honest review of what he thought of his wife singing and her performance, and he was just writing a terrible review about his honest thoughts on it. And Charles Foster Kane just reads it, and he decides to go finish it for him. And when he gets up and kind of talks to him, it's like, I didn't know we were talking. We are. You're fired. I thought that was a really great scene. And also one other thing is that it does show that our main character is less concerned about what people honestly think about the people he likes, and it's more about just feeding his own ego. And yeah, that goes a long way. And that's about all I have to say about Citizen Kane. There's probably more I could say that I'm just not thinking of right now. But that's all I can think of in a spoiler-free review. And I know there's a plot hole that's been talked about to death, and I know it's there. It didn't bother me because I was so entertained by the entire film. And the thing about plot holes is that if the movie is so good, then they shouldn't bother you because you're just, for lack of a better word, teleported into this universe and you just don't want to see more, and the movie just grabs you and you're so engaged into it. Then if that's the case, then plot holes shouldn't bother you. Aside from that, I don't really have any complaints with this movie, really, aside from the few tiny things I mentioned already. I think this is an excellent movie. Everybody should see it. It's a classic for a reason. Go check it out. And I'm going to give Citizen Kane a 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Citizen Kane down below. And my social media links, they will all be in the description down below, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation. And I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Eye in the Sky, a movie I haven't seen in a while. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.